can just tell like what's your name. Can you guys see the screen? Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay, good. Okay. 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 Okay, good. So why Six Sigma? Like if you could answer that question. Why do you want to do Six Sigma?
Yeah, I'm a program manager at Cisco, and one such project which lasted a couple of years
Okay.
involved a lot of Six Sigma related activities
Okay, good.
because it was related to quality of the product in manufacturing and how
Okay.
it impacted one specific customer, that is a service provider industry,
Okay.
and the repercussions it had from financial to manufacturing to logistics,
Okay.
touched all aspects of our business.
Okay.
And what are the processes we put in place to make sure the customer
Okay, good. So you have like a entire supply chain experience, like right from the beginning to the end, I guess. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, Christian, can you please tell us about like yourself and why do you want to do Six
sure.
Sigma?
I'm Christine, and my experience with Six Sigma is I used to work for GE,
Okay, good.
and I was exposed to Six Sigma back in 2000,
Okay.
99, 2000, and then the last company I worked for the last 12 years, we were heavily into Six Sigma in our
Okay.
manufacturing. We were a aluminum manufacturer,
Okay.
and so we pretty much subscribed to lean success. In theory, we didn't always follow it, but we did the best we could. Basically, because a lot of our what we manufacture is for, the auto industry, for
Okay.
the airline industries, that type of work. We had a lot of quality issues and things of that nature. And I was in production management. Now I'm full time in school, working towards my degree in business administration with my concentration in supply chain management. And this is just something that will enhance my previous knowledge plus where I want to go, which is in project management.
Okay.
So just kind of following
Okay, good.
adding to my resume, basically.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. So have you done any Six Sigma projects before or were you part of the projects?
Yeah, most of our projects had to follow Six Sigma.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, on GE.
to make sure that when you're manufacturing for aerospace or
Yeah.
where I'm at in California, we do a lot of stuff for defense.
Okay.
We had to follow, yeah. So I have a lot of experience in it. I just don't have the formal knowledge. I
Okay.
have the on-the-fly knowledge. We had a black belt that we worked with, and
Okay.
he was on staff. And I want to make sure that I have a very strong understanding of what Six Sigma is, even though I've got the background and been exposed to it
Okay.
over the years.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Yeah. Okay, like we have also quite a lot of people to join us as well. Like some of them have excused us, like they are not able to join. Some of them might be joining us during the course of the time. Yeah, and so we'll get them along as well. Okay. Okay, let me introduce myself. I'm basically an industrial engineer from one of the topmost university after securing 99.5% in my schooling. And also I have my MBA and I've basically implemented Six Sigma projects in both manufacturing as well as service industries. And I've implemented Six Sigma projects in many organizations. As we say, like necessity is the mother of invention. And I also helped many organizations from almost on the verge of closing down to become like one of the best in the world. So people all over the world, like they came to see us, like what magic you guys are doing with Six Sigma. So I'll be sharing with you guys like some of the experience and also the best practices. So you need not reinvent the wheel. And change is quite difficult in many organizations, and when you are working in many big and complex organizations, so it might be quite difficult. And Six Sigma, like it really helps. So I'll share you some of the tips and techniques you can use in your organization and also in your workplaces very easily. Okay. So you guys can see the screen, right? Are you guys able to see like Six Sigma? Okay, good. Okay, like before we start, let me go back to the whiteboard here. Okay, can you guys tell me like your understanding of Lean and Six Sigma, like just basic differences?
Yeah, basically, when it comes to lean, we're trying to minimize waste
Okay,
in every aspect, and so it's almost intertwined, lean and Six Sigma.
okay. So no, like can you just like differentiate, like just tell what is Lean, like don't compare both, like because both are different, entirely different on its own. So yeah, so Lean, it's you are thinking about like more in the terms of minimizing waste, yeah.
Yeah, one, and then you can also in terms of just doing just the bare necessity.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
We call not gold plating things.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good. Okay, just the basic, you mean? Okay. What about Six Sigma? Any?
Yeah, Six Sigma, you're basically looking at, as the name suggests, error in a certain range.
Okay.
That's how the terminology came from.
Okay.
And what we're trying to do is, in terms of quality assurance and in terms of quality, a lot of emphasis on that.
Okay. So you give a lot of importance to quality and error in Six Sigma, yeah. That's what you meant, yeah. Okay. Christine, like, do you have anything like just in one line, like?
When I think of lean manufacturing,
Yeah.
it's more along the lines of, like he was saying, lack of waste.
Okay.
Want to maximize the product for a minimum amount of input.
Okay. Oh, that's a good
And
term.
for when we use lean or we
Yeah.
use success, we're kind of subscribing to what we were pounded into our head was sort, straighten, shine, standardize,
Okay.
sustain, safety. That was all over the freaking lean. We had signs everywhere. Because what we were trying to do is make sure that everybody understood that if you kept your workstations clean and well
Okay.
sorted, and you kept it, we had everything set up standardly, so everybody knew where everything was.
Okay.
We could actually manufacture in a much more efficient manner.
Okay.
You weren't like spending time and pulling a part off of a CNC and trying to find a drill bit. It
Okay.
was right there. You knew where everything was for your job.
Okay.
We had to make sure that we followed or subscribed to that. Our CFO and our COO were very, very big on lean, and so they pushed it, or Six Sigma. They pushed it really hard,
Okay.
and it actually helped us manufacture, a faster capacity. And when you have a customer who orders 5,000 parts and you have 2 weeks of manufacturing,
Okay.
from the time it hit the die cast machine to the time it went through machining and went out the door, you only had a certain amount of time to touch each part, and yet make sure that your quality standards that were going out the door were exactly what the customer wanted. So
Okay.
by keeping us subscribe with success, we were able to do that.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I think you got a lot of top management like commitment and support. So it would have really helped. Yeah, that's one of the key factors for success as well. Very good. Okay. Okay, as Badrish said, like minimize waste. That is one of the key part of lean actually. That is very good to start with. And also bare necessity, like let's say like basic, yeah. Yeah, lean is very simple basically, yeah. That is not making complicated like Six Sigma, like you need to collect data and things like that. Like lean is very simple, like anybody can do that. You need not like use statistics and other things. So okay, that's good. And then you also told about waste and minimal input. Like yeah, lean is like mainly we focus on 8 types of waste in lean. So we'll be looking at that. Okay. And then like Christine told about like clean and well sorted. Like I think you are talking more about 5S, like workplace, like productivity and performance measurement and things like that, I guess. Yeah. Okay. And in Six Sigma, you told about error. Yeah. Okay. Good. And in Six Sigma, you guys told about the error. I mean, that is like 3.4 defects per million. Yeah, that is also a perfect one. And talking about quality assurance, yeah, because long time back we have quality control. Nowadays it's moved towards quality assurance. Yeah, that is also a good one. Okay, I'll share with you guys the correct terms. Like if you guys want to chat as well, like you can type in here. Like you guys can. Are you guys able to see the chat function at the bottom right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, perfect. Okay. The main purpose of lean is to remove waste. As Badrish also pointed out, like regarding removing waste, like that is the key function of lean. Say for example, like you have 10 steps in a process and you identify like only 2 of those steps add value. So what you do is like you eliminate all of the other 8 steps. As Rome was not built in a day, like it is very easy to say like you can remove waste, but it needs lot of team effort and also lot of support from all your team members, from top management and commitment, and it also needs lot of perseverance. So we'll be looking at all of those. Okay. So basic idea or purpose of lean is to remove waste, and also we have 8 types of waste. We'll be looking at that as well. And the main thing about Six Sigma is reduce variation. So what do we mean by reduced variation is, say for example, you are going into a bank and then like they are issuing credit cards. Say for example, the key performance indicator in that is they need to issue credit cards to each and every customer within 1 week. So that is the performance indicator, like they need to give the credit card within 1 week to each and every customer. Yeah, for it shouldn't be like 1 week for one customer and then like 2 months for another customer. It should be consistent. If they are doing 2 months, it should be consistent for everyone. That is what is Six Sigma. You should reduce variation and keep everything like constantly and same. If you are doing something bad, like you have to do it bad for everyone, not just bad, good for one person and then bad for another person. Yeah, because nowadays you have like Twitter, Facebook, like lot of social media, like people share their experience. Say for example, you go to Walmart in one place, one city, and then you go to Walmart in another city. Like people can easily communicate. They'll say like I had a very good experience going to Walmart, or like another person might say like I had a horrible experience. So it's not consistent. That's what we meant by like reducing variation. Also you can take another example, like staff members attending the phone calls. Say for example, like they should attend the phone call within 2 rings or 3 rings. It should be consistent for each and every customer or every like customers they face. Okay, that is what we meant by like reducing variation. Like it should be consistent and they want to make almost same. Okay. So lean is mainly about flow focused. So I'll give you another perfect example for this, like this will make like very good sense like by when we complete this course. Say for example you are taking Cadbury's chocolate, and it is going through different stages, like it comes from raw material, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5, like it might go to different stages and then the final product. So you have lot of different ways. Say for example there might be inventory, there might be waiting, yeah, there might be defects. So there may be lot of bottleneck process during the stage, and you want to reduce all those and then make like a single piece flow. Say for example like long time back, like when they initially started, like it used to take like 2 to 3 weeks to get a single Cadbury's chocolate out. And with this flow focused, what we do is like we reduce all those non-value added activities and then streamline the process. So now by doing this, like by having a flow focused process, like previously like they might be having a raw material and then they might wait for like 3 days to start the stage 1, and then after stage 1 like they might keep it again as an inventory and then start the stage 2 after 1 more week. So it is like it will take about like 2 to 3 weeks initially to get a single piece of Cadbury's chocolate out. Even like long time back, like it used to take like 70 to 80 days to get a single car out. Nowadays they are able to get it within like even 1 day, they are able to make a car. Yeah. So this flow focus is like in this Cadbury's chocolate example, like you should be able to get the chocolate within 1 minute by reducing all the, like instead of doing in batches and doing things like that. That's why like many organizations they go towards single piece flow. You guys might have seen like manufacturing of the car, like it starts from the scratch, from the raw material, and then it moves from one stage to next stage. Like the car just moves by using the robots. Yeah, that's how like it's constant continuous improvements. That's how it's flow focused. Okay. And then Six Sigma, it's mainly problem focused. You focus on a particular problem. Say for example you are taking an example of reducing the cost by 30%. You focus on a particular problem, and then that's why we call it as DMAC methodology. That is called as like define, measure, analyze, improve and control. So in that define, you say like you want to reduce the cost by 30%, and then you measure like what is the current level of wastage, how much you can reduce, and then you analyze like what are the best ideas or best ways of doing things. So it is a methodology actually, like we'll be looking at that. And this is the methodology we follow actually in Six Sigma methodology, that is called as DMAC methodology. Define, measure, analyze, improve and control. Okay. So Six Sigma mainly focuses on a particular problem, like lean, like it's just like focuses on something. You might make like identify some waste and then think like this is a particular problem to solve. Whereas in Six Sigma, you focus on a particular problem and then particular area and particular outcome to achieve. Like it's clearly focused and driven. Like it's mainly data driven, you could say. Okay. And in lean, it's mainly like many small improvements. Like just like you can even have like any staff suggesting like we think we can do it this way. Like it will improve our productivity by like 2 or 3%. It's just a small suggestions, or like you might say like there is a wire on the middle of the way, like there is lot of trip hazard. So instead of saying like Six Sigma, like I want to collect the data, like how many people had fallen down, like what is the like effect on this or things like that, like you just make a change immediately without considering like all the data and facts. Okay. We used to call it as like a rapid improvement event, that is 3 to 5 day event we do. And then we have outcomes immediately. So it is many small improvements that forms part of lean. Okay. And then next we have this Six Sigma, that is removing the root cause. Whereas in lean, like you just suggest a solution. In Six Sigma, you identify the root cause of the problem. So you make sure that problem doesn't happen again in the future. That is the main benefit of Six Sigma. In Lean, you can just jump to solution, whereas in Six Sigma, you identify the root cause of the problem and you identify like what are the ways you can eliminate those problems from happening again, so that you are almost eliminating the problem entirely. That is why like this is the added benefit of Six Sigma mainly. Like when you combine both Lean and Six Sigma, like that's why you get like much greater benefits. And Lean means it's less non-value adds. As I told you guys initially regarding like say for example you have 10 steps and then you find like only 2 of those steps add value. So you eliminate all the other 8 steps. So this is what like we measure in terms of like how many non-value added items are there. So you always focus on non-value added activities. So we'll be looking at those in more detail like when we look at the next chapters. So basically Lean is all about reducing waste or like less non-value added activities. And Six Sigma is more about like less defects and variation, like less defects in the sense like they are going towards 3.4 defects per million. This actually comes from Motorola, like previously like they were measuring in thousands, and then like the chairman like Bob Galvin, he told like we are making millions of products, like if you are just measuring thousands, like it won't be a clear measure. And also every month like millions of flights are flying, like you can't just compare in like thousands. So that's why they move towards Six Sigma, that is 3.4 defects per million. Yeah. And then also I told you guys about variation, so they want to be consistent. So it should be consistent for each and every customer. Say for example they are giving credit cards, it should be 1 week for all the customers. So in Lean the results are like you have less wastage and increased efficiency. And in Six Sigma you say about like less variation and consistent output. We also say it as like defects, delays and deviation. So you want to have less defects, less delays like turnaround time, and then also the deviation in the process, like it should be consistently same. For example, like you are giving like you are delivering projects, it should be like consistently like if you say like a similar project you are delivering to another client, if it are delivering within 1 month, like it should be consistent like 1 month for all the clients if it is a very similar project and you are able to standardize. Okay, do you guys understand this, the basic differences of Lean and Six Sigma? Like it's just okay. Do you have any questions on this? Okay, Christian, do you have any question?
No, I understand.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So this is the, as I was telling about like Lean and Six Sigma, like basically